Welcome everyone to another episode on our channel. Even though this is a new episode, these are characters that are already familiar to you. These are our World War I figures that we've shown you before, except this time I wanted to put on as many accessories as possible. And then I realized the other day that you're probably not seeing the details that we often see as we're really up close to these figures. So we're going to retool our videos and show you many more close-ups so you can really get a feel for what's on each individual character. On my far right is the German Max Muller. He came as a complete set. These are Dragon and Dream figures. I started out with Sideshow, bayonets, and barbed wire figures, and when Dragon and Dreams came out with their figures, I simply replaced them all. So Max Muller is the German. The next one is Pascal Dubois, the Frenchman. With this particular character, I actually found the pieces here and there across the internet, put them together. I opted to go with a different head sculpt. I made the mustache on this head sculpt. I'm happy with the end result. So this is Pascal Dubois. The third character is the Buck Jones, the American figure. And I purchased this as a complete set as well and opted to change out the head sculpt. I'm constantly doing that with figures to achieve, in my mind, the best look that I'm happy with. I know that may devalue figures to a certain extent, but to me, it's all about what do I like to see. So Buck Jones, the head sculpt was changed for him. This figure, I don't know the name of the figure. I do know it's a Dragon and Dreams figure. This is the British or the Brit figure. So he comes fully loaded with accessories as well. I did also change the head sculpt here for one that I much more preferred on this particular body. So here are our 4 World War I characters. We're going to pause and put each character on a turntable so that you can see the details much more clearly in terms of accessories. Here's our Dragon and Dreams character, Max Muller. And here you can see he has his ammo pouches. He has his Mauser rifle. You'll be able to see it better as I turn the turntable. This is his more formal helmet. It weighs a bit, so it's more substantial. I just have, or I prefer to pose him with this particular hat. So we'll turn him clockwise and you'll be able to see many more details. Not only the red ribbing and the uniform, the boots are absolutely cool. But when we get to the back, I think you'll be able to see more things now. So we have his bayonet sheath and bayonet. We have his canteen. We have his bedroll, his rucksack. We have his mess kit. I mean, this is just absolutely stunning. And we'll turn it so you can actually see the rifle. And look at that. Just a nice looking rifle. So we'll turn back to the full forward view. There you go. Dragon and Dreams, Max Muller. This is a tighter close-up of the German Max Muller, which I purchased as a complete set. And this is one of the few examples where I did indeed keep the head sculpt because I liked the head sculpt on this figure. He has a brilliant uniform, the red and the hat with the shirt the jacket that has the red designs on the uniform. Very nice. He's got ammo pouches that you can see from this side. His weapon is down here. You can't see it. It's just barely in view, but we've seen it in the more far away shot of this particular character. So I'm going to turn him so you can see. Again, we want to go for more accessory details in these new videos. So here we go. We can kind of see him a little bit more fully now. So we have his bedroll. We have a mess kit, the rucksack. We have his sheath and bayonet. And we also have his canteen. I mean, this really looks sharp on this figure. So we will turn him around slowly so you can see all angles. So here you go. Here is our German Max Muller, where the head sculpt was indeed kept for this particular figure. I forgot to give you close-ups of the facial sculpts. So here is the first one, Max Muller. Here's our World War I Frenchman, Pascal Dubois. I am sure I obtained the pieces of the uniform and accessories across the internet over the course of time, but eventually got the most important pieces to the set. I did change out the head sculpt. I didn't like the head sculpt that came or that was associated with Pascal Dubois. I used this head sculpt. I put a mustache on him. I think he looks great with this particular figure. So you can see that he has pouches on each side, ammo pouches. He has a bayonet with a leather sheath. All right. And we will turn him clockwise. Oh, before we do that, I do have the helmet, or not the helmet, the hat. I choose not to display this on this figure because I think it takes away from the head sculpt. So I just put it down at the side. Let's turn him clockwise so you can see more of the figure from different angles. You see his rank on his shoulder there. You don't see much else until we get to the back. And we do have a rucksack, a bedroll. And I love the pleated look in the back with his coat. As we turn it a little bit more, you'll see perhaps more of the pleats. I think that was just done in such an awesome way. The stripes on his pants. Oh, yes, I almost forgot. There's the Berthier rifle. Dragon and Dreams, again, did such a great job with these weapons. So here is our Frenchman, Pascal Dubois, of course, with a different head sculpt. Here is a tighter close-up of our Frenchman, Pascal Dubois. He's completely customized. I added a head sculpt and I created this mustache here. I was able to find pouches for him. This is cool. This came with the original set that was advertised. I was able to get a hold of it. This is the scabbard for the bayonet, leather looking, matching the pouches on the side. I really, really like this figure, especially with the head that I've attached to it. On the back, we have the rucksack, and we do have a bedroll. And And you can see the pleating a lot better here in the back. I think that gives it an additional nice look to the figure. Oh, the canteen. I missed the canteen. It's coming into view now here, which obviously matches his uniform. Anyway, this is a sharp looking Frenchman. I love it, and it's a nice addition to this World War I set. This is the Frenchman where I put a mustache on the facial sculpt. Here's the American in the series. This was purchased as a complete set. The character was called Buck Jones. I kept everything except the head sculpt. I didn't like that particular head sculpt, so I went for a more narrowed face look because it appealed to me much more better. Anyway, he has ammo packs, as you can see. He's got his, on this side, he's got his bayonet sheath, his bayonet. And as we turn, oh, before we go further, he's got his campaign hat here on the top of his head, which is absolutely awesome. We'll turn. You'll see some rank on the side. You'll see a canteen start to come into view here. A pouch at the bottom, a rucksack at the top, and an entrenching tool here, shovel. And again, when we get to the side with the firearm, this is a 1903 Springfield, and it is awesome looking. They did a great job with their weapons. We'll turn him again so you can get that front view. There we go, the American Buck Jones with a different head sculpt. Here is the American that was purchased as a full or a complete set named Buck Jones. I didn't like the head sculpt on Buck Jones, so I changed it out for this head sculpt. I think it's a nice look for this particular figure. I love the campaign hat. Absolutely adore it. The uniform is smart looking. We have ammo pouches. We have a scabbard or sheath for the bayonet. And another reason for doing these videos again is just to show you more details on these more complex figures. So you see the shoulder patch much more clearly now. The rank coming into view is the canteen on his belt. Next to it is another pouch. Of course, he does have his rucksack. And also we have here an entrenching tool, a shovel. So he is looking quite sharp in his uniform. All right. So this is originally the Buck Jones character, of course, with a new head sculpt. This is the American that I replaced the head sculpt with. Originally, this was the Buck Jones character. Here's our Brit figure from Dragon and Dreams. I don't know the name of the character, if it was named, but it has a wonderful uniform. I purchased it as a set, and eventually I replaced the head sculpt. Kind of looks a touch like Daniel Craig. I like the look anyway. This guy has a pouch, which is no doubt what holds the gas mask. It's a cool looking gas mask, by the way. And under the pouch, you're going to see ammo pouches. And you can see in this shot the Enfield rifle with a brass looking buttstock. very nicely done with Dragon in Dreams, turning him clockwise so you can see him from different angles. Not much really to see from the side. But in the back, you can see his scabbard and bayonet. You can see another pouch. And you can see over here the canteen, which is right below an extension of his ammo pouches. So we will just continue turning him back. And again, there's the Enfield rifle. This guy looks sharp. So this is the last in our series, the Brit from Dragon in Dreams. Here's the World War I Brit. He has a pouch here that was no doubt meant for his whoops, let me get it right, his gas mask, which I think is absolutely super cool. His uniform is great. He's got, obviously, his ammo pouches. We'll turn him around. His Enfield, you can see a part of it in the view here. There is his sheath and bayonet. Another pouch. And a canteen. Right above it is an extension of the ammo belt. So with this particular figure, I believe I purchased it as a set. If not, I was able to scrounge around and get the pieces to the figure. But I did change out the head sculpt. I wanted this one because I thought he looked sharper with this figure. So here we go, the Brit in the World War I series. This is the Brit, and it was just a head sculpt that I liked very much. Thought it would look good with this character, and it indeed does look good. I wanted to finish out this episode with 3 completely customized figures. These figures are from the movie Joyeux Noel, which came out in 2005. If you have not seen this movie, you must see it. It's a great movie and should never be missed. It's great to see around Christmas time especially. It's a fictionalized account of real-life events. I think you'll very much enjoy it. We have representatives from Germany, from France, and from Britain. This is a gentleman from the Scottish unit in the British forces. I did the best I could to customize these figures. I think they turned out very well. If I could change one thing, I would make the beard and mustache, which I added to this sculpt, just a touch lighter. I colored the hair a little too dark. So that would be one change I would make. But I love this set, and we're going to look at each character individually. Here's our German from Joyeux Noel. He's completely customized. I added the mustache and beard to the head sculpt. If there's something I would do different, it would be to lighten the hair color and the beard, the mustache color. That's just something on my to-do list. So I tried to get the uniform as best as I could. The hat, I had to modify a bit to get it to look like what was evident in World War I for German officers. He's a first lieutenant, and all of them, all the figures that we're going to see are first lieutenants. The most amazing part about this particular character, in that the movie does have some fictionalized accounts of real life experiences, but what is true is that he was a Jewish German officer. So here is the German officer from Joyeux Noel. Again, you need to see the movie. It's very, very good, especially around Christmas time. I'm going to give you a few seconds to take in the details of this German officer. Here's the British character, who was actually from a Scottish unit in the British forces at the time. I did my best to try to mimic what I saw in the movie in terms of what he was wearing. I was able, fortunately, to find a hat that worked for this guy. And I found a head sculpt that was fairly close to this gentleman. So here's the British representative from Joyeux Noel. Again, I'm going to give you a few seconds to take in the details of this officer. Here's the Frenchman from Joyeux Noel. This is the one I really had to customize a lot. I had to find a jacket and get the right color combination. In the end, I fell short. I don't think I made the blue dark enough. So I really had to customize this. I think this was a Johnny West hat that I cut down into a cap, painted the top part red, put a thick yellow piece of string around the top, painted the bottom blue. I replicated the yellow in terms of the bag down here and put a black line down here to mimic what I saw in the movie. Yellow wraparounds here at the end of the sleeves. He holds a label that's not perfect according to my husband. This should have a straight bolt instead of a curved bolt. But you kind of work with what you have. And that's what I had for him. Again, we'll take a few seconds to take in the details of this particular officer, but please keep in mind that I forgot to mention the holster and handgun on the right side of his body. Now we'll take a look at all three figures one last time. Here's another last look of our three first lieutenants from the film Joyeux Noel. I hope you've enjoyed looking at these characters as much as I have had making these characters. Here is one last look at our World War I characters from Dragon and Dreams. I hope you've liked what you've seen. If you have, please give us a thumbs up, and hopefully you can subscribe to our channel as well. In the meantime, everyone, have a great one.